Okay, so we're kind of back where we started. I wanted to go ahead and start the film again. Here's like a stockpile of old railroad ties that we may be able to incorporate. I don't know about the toxicity of them or not, if we want to include them. The initial thought was if we wanted raised beds, or I actually would like to terrace a little bit. We could use those in the terraforming process to hold grade back a little bit as retaining walls. And also, in order to have another point of access, ingress if you will, this right here is a fairly well-worn path, and it backs right up to an access point, a vehicular access point, so it may be a good point to work with. Here, there's a bunch of cat boxes back there right behind that plywood, and some more over here, of course, where the cat is staying. This is an old building. It's actually classified as parking in the Oasis maps. It seems like there's a hobo that does live here, or part-time stays here. He has these little camps set up in this general area. These are some gang boxes that we're going to be commandeering here to keep some of our gardening supplies, shovels and whatnot. It looks as if there is a substantial amount of trees here at the edge of the property. You can see, looking down at the property, staying at the tree line, there's actually a rock outcropping right here, and then the property slopes down substantially down to the adjacent drive, and then when we get up beyond, there's parking. There's more cat boxes located right here in this patch of woods. A couple of the members of our guerrilla gardening collective have come this morning. This is Saturday, while I was in my green G-Pro construction management class, and they've picked up a bunch of the litter on the site. So this place is actually a lot cleaner than it was last weekend when I initially tried to make this video and I ran out of batteries. There's a pile of all the trash that they picked up this morning, I guess, and my bike, and actually a really nice log that we're going to be keeping on site as our workbench, or just a bench to sit on, the non-workbench, I guess. This retaining wall, I took some measurements last week. It's about 5 feet tall, and retains just as much fill behind it. We're thinking, as this rail line goes down, we'll probably keep this side of the rail, it bisects the property into two parts. We'll keep the side over here kind of a native planting area, maybe some shrubby stuff, kind of blocking views and beautifying a little bit. And then over here is where we're going to have our garden plots. I made a couple of assessments, just general observations last week, but we have a bunch of mugwort growing on the site, as you can see. And there's several areas where we have a bunch of viney, I'm not exactly sure what sort of plant this is, but there's a bunch of it growing in this area, and again as we get over by the billboards that are on the edge of the site. So I have made a preliminary design for this plan, since we will be here tomorrow, Sunday the 14th, and we actually will be implementing a garden. Now, with my permaculture design course, I plan on revising and making better ideas of what we want to do. Here's another plant. I don't know exactly what this is, but it's thorny. It has red berries on it right now, but you can see that it's going to be budding out very soon. Well, it is budding out now, and it's going to be growing into something else. So determination on whether we want to keep that or not is necessary. I don't know exactly what that is, but that's fairly interesting. Maybe it's, yeah, I don't know what that is. That's nice. So yes, we will be clearing and grubbing here tomorrow, since a couple ladies have done an excellent job of cleaning up the trash and debris that was laying around. There we have our billboard, and someone tried to cut these down and didn't do a very good job. They just kind of hacked off the top. So we'll have to look into removing those a little bit better, or maybe employing some coppicing technique. As you can see, this plant is this small tree shrub is just trying to come back. We'll probably harvest some of that for some more compost material. So now we're reaching the edge of our site. This is a weekend. We're on Saturday, so usually there are cars parked, you know, here, here, and here, and you can see the cars parked right behind. So this is actually a city building. It's the property, something, I can't remember the offices that are in there, but there's some police vans in front. It's not a police department or anything like that, but it does belong to the city. Here we'll just take kind of a broader scale look at the site and across the street. And I don't know if you can see this or not. I can see through the fence, maybe not so much on the video, but these are the Sunnyside Yards right across the street. So this is our site, and that is what we're working with. I'm sure we're going to get it to go in something very nice in the very near future. So this property is property of the MTA and the LIRR, and it is actively used on the other side over there. But on the side that we're going to propose uses, it's not being actively used. A little bit of wildlife on the site, some birds, despite all the cats. So yes, this is our site. More in the future.